who would care for him. Then you have a sort of a complementarity there. So look at her and see whether her appearance is appealing to you. And then look to her public life to see whether in her public life she displays faith and righteousness of conduct. Don't go digging into her private life. She may have done something and Allah covered it. She made tawbah. No, we have enough questions here now. Allah covered it. And if you go digging in the private lives of others, Allah will one day uncover all that you did and that was covered. That's all you need to look for a wife. When the rabbis asked the three questions and the answers were given to them, how did they respond? There was only one response that we have any data about. Question number one was ask him about the young men in the cave and the wondrous story, Ashabul Kahf. Question number two was ask him about the great traveler who traveled to the two ends of the earth. Question number three was a tricky question. Ask him about the ruh. The ruh could be Jibreel alayhi salam. The ruh could be the human ruh. And the ruh could be the divine ruh. Does Allah have ruh? وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي. And I breathed it into him of my ruh. Which one? And the answer that was given was an answer that was entirely appropriate in response to the tricky question. قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. Say this to them, say only this to them, say nothing more than this to them. That the ruh is by Allah's command. وَمَا أُوتِيتُ مِنَ عِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And on this subject, you've been given only a little bit of knowledge. He has the knowledge. Come to him. Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. You say you are the elite of mankind. You say you have direct dialing with the Lord above. You say heaven is reserved for you, but he has the knowledge. وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. So they didn't like that answer. So they wanted to make sure, listen, O Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, who is Allah referring to? Us? When he said, you've been given only a little bit of knowledge. Is he referring to us or to those pagan Arabs? And the Prophet replied, and I wish I could see the video one day. He said both. He said both. This is the only data we have of how they responded when the three answers came. You said that Gog and Mgog would not actually drink up the water. It is symbolic, the drinking. It's actually consuming the water. Is it possible that in the same way that the language drinking the water is to be understood and interpreted symbolically, that the entire subject is symbolic? No. The Quran refers to Gog and Mgog as entities, concrete entities. And Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam said that they are human beings, they are Banu Adam, they are human beings. Is it possible, since the feminist revolution has brought some good to the world, oh, Dajjal is not a fool. Dajjal is someone created by Allah. Dajjal is someone who is programmed by Allah. It is not Shaitan who has created Dajjal, Allah has created him. And Allah has programmed Dajjal. Can Allah create evil? قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ. Say, I seek refuge with the Rabb of the Falaq, the dawn, from the shar which He has created, the evil which He has created. He never created human beings as evil. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. Human beings have been created in the best form. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. And we have honored the progeny of Adam. Human beings are not created evil. Iblis was not created evil, no. Iblis chose to disobey. So where is the evil that Allah created? Where? The evil that Allah created cannot be other than Dajjal and Gog and Mgog. Yes, the feminist revolution does have in it that which we can identify as beneficial, as good. Tomorrow when we look at politics, we'll see that in the modern state, the modern secular state, there are aspects of the modern secular state that are commendable. And it is improper scholarship for you to simply condemn wholesale. Rather, you should discriminate between that which is beneficial and that which is harmful. But the beneficial part, the 90% that is good, is there so that the 10% that is poison can slip in. So don't pay attention to the 90% that is good and in the process ignore the 10% that is poison, because that is there to allow this to penetrate you. Can Dajjal enter the Muslim village? When Tamim ad-Dari met Dajjal on that island, which we said was Britain, and he had questioned Tamim ad-Dari, among other things, about is there any water left in the Sea of Galilee. He then declared, I am Dajjal. And he warned that I will enter every town and every city. But he never mentioned villages. And as a consequence of that statement of his, we can now understand why, for the first time in human history, for the first time, we have the phenomenon of the emergence of mega cities, 20 million people in a city, 10 million people in a city, 50 million people living in what can best be described as the equivalent of a fowl coop, the place where you keep fowl, in Hong Kong. See how they live in Hong Kong. In Singapore, one generation and a second and a third generation, and from generation to generation, all that you know is living in a flat. That's all. You never have the earth underneath your feet. You can never play amongst the flowers. You come outside of your front door. You're living always in an apartment. Mega